Spotlight Brewton today. We're in the media center of the John L. Fisher Community Center. It's just gone through a lot of cleanup. We got the power back on in here and the air conditioning working in anticipation of the event on Saturday, which is the Soul Food, Blues, and Jazz Festival. Looking forward to having a lot of good food to eat, some music, and fellowship with a lot of people here in our city and our community, and anybody else who wants to stop by. We love to have company. And here today I have with me some members of the John L. Fisher Center Board, and I wanted to talk with them a little bit about the history of this place, how it got its current name. It used to be the old Brewton Middle School, and what we're going to be doing in the future. I'll just start on my left over here and let everybody introduce themselves so that you kind of know who you're talking to today.
My name is Reverend Willie James Blue. I'm the senior pastor of the historical Second St. Salome Missionary Baptist Church here in Brewton.
Adam Powell, Sr.
And I'm Connie Baggett.
And I'm Stephanie Walker.
Ellen Manuel.
Eric Douglas.
So glad they could all be with me here today. We want to tell you a little bit about how this school came to be known, this center now, as the John L. Fisher Center. Who was John L. Fisher?
John L. Fisher was the principal of Booker T. Washington High School, and it was built in 1946. He was the only principal of the school since the building of the school. And so that's where we came up with the name of John L. Fisher Community Center, because it was only recognized as having one principal.
Wonderful. And then after integration, this school became the middle school for the Brewton City School System. And just a couple of years ago, when the city built a new school, the city school system built a new school out on Highway 31, this building was abandoned. And tell me exactly how the board formed to try to make this a community center.
Well, in District 4, we have meetings the last Thursday of every month. And one of the things that we were trying to do is trying to improve the community by informing the entire community on the things that was going on so they can be informed. One of the things that we wanted to do is looking at the community, we saw how the children in Brewton had nothing to do. So what we had done was I had thought about going through and trying to get the Brewton Middle School, which was going to be closing, trying to get it for a community center. And so that was the inception or the beginning of our talks on trying to get it to be a community center. We've been working on this for about 2 years on trying to get this done. And it looks like that we're well on our way.
And I would say that was the very beginning. And then Dr. Rollerson was part of a nationwide trend to try to do things for children for their health. It's called Healthy Children, Healthy Communities, and they had some grant money, so they wanted to talk about some issues, and we chose the community center, forming the community center as one of our issues. And so we had a big focus group of a lot of different people giving ideas, and there were so many people that were interested in what the possibilities were. We thought that this was worth pursuing. So then the committee formed and expanded a little greater than just the group that was part of that district. It became more of a citywide group as opposed to just a small little community group.
Exactly. Now tell me a little bit about the progress here. I know for a while there wasn't a whole lot going on here, and just a few months ago things kind of kicked into high gear. Tell me some of the things that have happened here recently.
You want to do me?
I can start. No, you start.
Well, from the beginning, we've tried to have things that were going on here. We've had, the YMCA has been working with us. We had activities here all along. We tried to have something like every other month to try to keep things active here. But recently, because of the demolition that they've been having, we have not had any activities here. They have gone through and did a lot of demolition for the buildings that we knew that were not viable, that we could not use. So therefore, they were destroyed. After that, then
just a few weeks ago, I think we had people put electricity back.
And lights.
The lights restored and some water working again in the building. So now we're ready to do a lot more events here, and had a crew here for the last couple of days cleaning up. And I think Reverend Blue has been here. Tell us a little bit about what y'all been seeing here.
We're very happy to see the lights that's out on the premise on the outside. We have lights here in the media center, also the 3 rooms here to the back. And also, as you come into what used to be the office for the middle school, you have lights there, but don't have it down the hall. In the cafeteria, we cleaned up there, and it's looking a lot better. The room right next to it, and then we've started down the hallway. We got 3-4 rooms that is clean.
Wonderful.
And we're going to continue to get it out.
It looks pretty impressive just right in here.
Okay, thank you.
It looks much better.
I like it a lot.
Exactly. It's exciting to see the lights back on. When I walked in here the other day, it was really good to see that. And wonderful to see the room cleaned up. There was a lot of debris strewn around. Unfortunately, there was some vandalism that happened here over the last couple of years since there was no one in this building. Hopefully, we've seen the last of that, so we can do some repairs that are needed here to make this a great place for everyone in the community to use. It's sad that a couple of people can destroy as much as they did in just a short amount of time, but we're hoping that is behind us, and then we can move forward with using the building for great things and giving kids something positive to do here.
Let me say this, surveillance here is working.
Yeah.
When I
Definitely.
saw a camera,
Exactly.
and he moved it, and before he could get it back up, police was here. So it does work.
A good test run,
run.
absolutely. Yeah, they put in cameras so that we will be able to monitor this place remotely and have some evidence of people who come and go here. So if there is a problem, then we have something that we can fall back on and hopefully cut down on a lot of the things that gave us a lot more work here to do and spend a lot more money than we would have if those unfortunate things hadn't happened. Tell me a little bit, I'll tell you a little bit about the event on Saturday. We've got the Soul Food, Blues, and Jazz Festival coming up. We've got some live music that'll be here. We're hoping to stage all of it either in this part of the building or in the courtyard right here behind us. So we'll have people who are cooking soul food in 6 different categories, people signing up furiously today. So I'm hoping by the end of the week we'll have a whole lot of people who are giving us their best shot at winning some prizes in the different categories. We've got barbecue, fried chicken, fish, seafood, vegetables, cornbread, and desserts. And so we've had some people sign up in just about all those categories, and we've had a few challenges that have come out. I think Ray Madden made a challenge to anybody that could beat his cooking. So I'm thinking there's got to be somebody out there who can beat Ray Madden. So step up and let's see what we can do to get that done. And it only costs $10 per category. And all the proceeds from everything we do here on Saturday will be going to pay for repairs and cleanup here in the building and for a playground splash pad we're looking at. So we've got a couple of proposals that are on the table now that will cost quite a bit of money for us to get done. So we're trying to work all we can to raise money to help pay for the improvements we want here. And the whole 9 acres belongs to the city. We're talking about having a walking track with musical equipment and workout equipment around the forested area there along Sowell Road, and then have a larger playground area here and a splash pad up here close to the building somewhere. So we've got that in store.
And we also have a community garden.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing.
Community garden is a big thing that's been going on here for a while, and that's going to continue. Tell us a little bit about that, Eric.
I came on board kind of earlier in the year to facilitate the community gardens more throughout the county, but the community garden here on campus became the focal garden, and first thing I did was expand it into a larger garden because it was more of a enclosed bed garden. I wanted to see a traditional garden also, so I found part of the ground that would be appropriate level and would sustain the rain that would erode it. So I found a volunteer, came in with a disc and made our garden much bigger, and now we have plans to extend the garden even further, so we'll have not just vegetable crops, but we'll have citrus trees and berries and vines and a whole host of type edibles and non-edibles in our garden. So we want to make this also not just a nutritional garden, but an aesthetic garden, a place to come and relax and enjoy just sitting around in nature's own.
Exactly. Great potential here for a whole lot of different developments.
And not only the community garden, we have a lot of the elderly that comes out with some of the young people in the community and work in the gardens as well. So it combines the elderly with the young people so that they may be able to learn something from them as they go through and grow gardens here.
So much to learn from one generation to the next, and there's
Yeah.
not a lot of opportunities anymore
That's
for
right.
people from one generation to the next to teach, because too many of our kids are busy doing this, to look up and talk to people, absolutely. What do you guys think are some of the benefits of having the center here? What are some potential things you see that it can do for this community?
One thing I see and hope that sometime in the distant future that we can build another gym. And I think that would help a lot of our young people.
Right.
To have an opportunity, a gym they can go and play.
Right, we've got some outdoor courts there
That's right.
now. We've
They
got
put up
new
nets,
nets,
that's
finally
good.
got
Right,
those
right.
up. So a little at a time, we're getting things kind of back in order, and as we can find funds to do so, we will keep making improvements and adding things that people can do constructive things here. What are some of your other wishes for it?
Well, I would say the other thing is, for me, has been kind of like the sustainable nature of the building itself, so that Community Action has talked about moving over here instead of being on Pea Ridge Road, so that, you know, it's more accessible to the community. And if Head Start has talked about coming over here, and RSVP has talked about having an office, and other people have talked about maybe utilizing a classroom for either meeting space or storage space. And I feel like, you know, the more centralized you have lots of different organizations working together, the more you can network. They could share some activities.
Absolutely.
You know, definitely. And the Y has been very good about trying to do programs in several different locations. And, you know, even as big as the Y is, it is not a big enough piece of property to handle all the children who might need summer activities. So every time you have another space open up where you could do something, you know, if we decided to keep the tennis courts, you know, there are lots of things that happen when you've got the space to do it. And so this is a good location. Kids can walk here. You know, it's an easy drive for most people because it's very centrally located. So I love the potential of all the things that it could do. It could be lots of things to lots of people.
Yeah. Not only that, the police department has used the area for their activities for the young children in the community, as far as bike races or bike-a-thons that they
Bike
have.
rodeo.
So,
Bike rodeo.
yeah, the bike rodeo. So it's very important that everyone uses, you know, this facility.
Absolutely, it's a good thing to have a great bit of property. I mean, open property. We've got the old football field practice area out there that's still in great shape as far as holding events and activities out there. So there's a lot here that can be used.
And in fact, I'd like to use the Civic Center, there, the cafeteria could
Right.
be an area that could be rented out.
Mhm,
People could
exactly.
come in, so has great potential there.
It could be a great, I've even thought about things like using it as a business incubator. If somebody
Yeah,
thinks
right.
they want to run a restaurant, it
Yeah.
wouldn't be very difficult to equip that so that people could try it out and see how well it works and if they're able to sustain that kind of business here.
So you've been watching the Food Channel too?
I have. It's dangerous to watch the Food Channel. I dare you to do it and not eat, but definitely. What are some other hopes and dreams you have for the center?
I think if you got some positives for the youth to do, it eliminates some crime,
Definitely.
keep somebody in jail.
Yes, sir.
Some of the same one that vandalize it might want to come here and enjoy it.
Exactly. The potential that's in each individual, you know, sometimes you just need a direction instead of a negative direction, so.
Well, and that's where you talk about, you know, I know lots of different churches have had lots of programs to try to, you know, do things, but they were all at individual churches. And it's really great if you can bring everybody together
Away
in
from
one
the
spot. Now
particular
you've got a
church, right.
neutral spot,
Right,
and every
neutral,
church
right.
can send its members to volunteer for
That's right.
stuff, or, you know, maybe, you know, we've talked about tutoring, and lots of different people are doing tutoring after school, but it is true, you can't ever have enough tutoring opportunities for adults and for children. And the Hope Place has utilized their building for a lot of different things, but they like to come off-site and do things in different locations. So I just think it's a good neutral location that everybody feels comfortable. You know, a lot of times when people are in trouble or something is happening in their life that they're unhappy about, because even Dr. Marsha mentioned, you know, maybe a clinic of some kind, you know, where if people are comfortable coming somewhere, and this was a place they felt at home at one point, you know, school, then, you know, maybe it'd be a place that they would come and do other stuff as well.
Right. I think the familiarity that a lot of people have with this, I'm sitting here thinking about book fairs. I worked as a parent
yeah.
volunteer here, and there aren't a lot of people, I think, in Brewton who haven't been in this school one way or another over the years, either as a student or as a parent.
That's right.
So there are a lot of connections that people have with this place, and I know maybe not all of them are pleasant because children tend not to like school very much, but there can be a lot of positive activities here. I think that everything from, I can see plays and dramas in here. It would be very difficult to fix this space to be a stage area. So there are a lot of potential things you could do just in this media center alone. That's not even counting the cafeteria and classroom space that is available here. There's a lot of that. Let me see the Head Start playground area, splash pad area. Is there any kind of time frame that you know of for getting these things accomplished?
Well, the quicker we get them done with the support of the community, the better it would be for, for our children. Right now, especially during the summer, because our children have a tendency to hang out on the street. But if we had a safe place for them to be during the summer, then it would be great. Not only that, we have the housing authority that's right in the back of the community center. And then we have another one on the side of it. So if those, because they do not have a play area for the children to be, only because they just can't afford it. Right now, it would be a great place for them to be. Right now, when they play in the street. So if we can get them away from the community and over to the community center where they have a splash pad and have all the activities here, then it would be great for them, to do so.
Is there a number if someone would like to make a donation or someone would like to volunteer and help out with the effort here? How can they find out more about it?
Well, we have a Facebook page.
Facebook page.
There's a Facebook page, and we do have a P.O. box. And every time I'm at the post office, I forget it. If it's 816 or 861.
681.
681. 681. I'm dyslexic. P.O. Box 681.
681. Great. So if you can drop a line to that box or check them out on Facebook. What's the name of the Facebook page? The John L. Fisher
Community Center.
Wonderful. So go online and check that out, and you can message people through that page, and they can get back in touch with you about opportunities to volunteer. And I know the 501c3 status for the committee is still pending, right?
It is. That's the federal government at work.
Yes, yes.
I check on their page periodically. When I checked in March of this year, they were working on applications from March of 2012.
Wow.
And when I checked in August of this year, they were working on applications from April of 2012.
Wow.
So you can tell applications passed, but they didn't make a lot of progress over there. So they're obviously not held to the same standard we are.
Exactly.
There it is.
But our application, it took a lot of establishment for the articles of incorporation, and we really felt like we needed to show that we meant we were going to do what we said. So we had meetings and minutes and really tried to hold a number of events before we actually applied for the nonprofit status. So all of our paperwork was done in October of 2012, and we're almost at October of 2013, and I would have thought we would hear something, but obviously we'll wait a little longer.
Just keep circling until it happens, I guess.
That's right.
Well, we've got the event coming up again on Saturday. Hope everybody makes plans to be there and just come together as a community to fellowship with each other and enjoy some good food, some good music. If you get your applications in by Friday, you can be part of that competition, and there'll be people here bright and early on Saturday morning. We're also having a fun run that same day. It will be at 3 o'clock that afternoon. We've got another run going on at the new middle school for cross-country teams from across the region. So we're giving a warm, friendly invitation to all of them to come and be a part of our run that afternoon. So, you can eat all you want and then try and run. Probably be good for all of us to get in a little exercise after that. But we are looking so forward to having a lot of fun, food, and fellowship this weekend here at the Soul Food Blues and Jazz Fest. Hope that you'll make plans to be with us and get involved in what's going on here at the John L. Fisher Community Center. It's a great place for all of us to be. It's a wonderful town to be a part of, and hope to see you all at our events soon. Thank you.